Good morning, Zio here, and today we're talking Ubisoft NFTs. It's too early for me to be doing this. I'm so sorry. We're doing it anyway. Anyway, grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? Yeah. We're talking Ubisoft and NFTs and the fact that even the devs don't quite understand what the obsession is. So we briefly talked about this. Like I said, we probably, when I get the time, which will probably be this weekend, need to sit down and do a video, have notes so I can get it down right, instead of having it jumbled all over the place, and actually explain what the heck NFTs are and all that good stuff, cryptos and things like that, and what exactly is going on. But until then, we've got this, right? The Ubisoft devs just don't quite understand the company's NFT push, right? And of course, neither do I. And neither do they, apparently. Which I don't, yeah, words that won't come out. Anyway, apparently, recently, Ubisoft revealed some kind of new NFT tech platform called Quartz. Yeah, there we go. That's where we're at. This is starting off to be really, really great, and this is like the third time I've tried recording it because I'm not fully awake yet, and I'm not redoing it again. I've got to go to work soon. Anyway, apparently it got over 400,000. It got a bunch of dislikes, right? So if we come over here, I'm sorry, not 40,000, but anyway, it got a bunch of dislikes. 24K to 1K, that sort of thing. What I find really, really interesting is the fact that there are people who can still see the dislikes on the YouTube platform. The problem is, I'm not one of them. Like, seriously, I cannot see the numbers, and I haven't been able to see the numbers since, everybody was talking about the losing of the dislike button, because they finally came out and was like, yep, we're finally pushing this out completely. And, apparently other people have been able to see the dislike number. I just haven't. But yeah, this is the video in question. It is currently unlisted, which YouTube is nice enough to tell me that it's unlisted, so its link is down below for those who want to check it out. But yeah, this is just one of those things. I'm not sure how or what in gaming this is trying to fix or trying to do something. Me and Chad had to talk about this, so I'm going to try not to go into too much detail about what we talked about when it came to that. I'm going to still try and get together with him to actually sit down and have this chat. But, if this helmet here is an NFT, how in the world is this supposed to work? So, cosmetics. We know all about digital cosmetics, right? You buy a helmet, you buy a shirt, you buy pants, whatever the cosmetics are. You buy this armor that looks really cool and all this other stuff, and you buy it because you like it or whatnot, and it looks good and stuff. But if the particular piece of clothing is an NFT, there is, by how this is supposed to work, it's unique and it's by itself, right? So unless they make 500 of these helmets with their own complete separate NFT, which feels like it's a lot of damn work that is unnecessary, I just don't quite understand it when you can have infinite, oops, wrong button, when you can have completely infinite of that digital item, right? Meanwhile, if you've attached an NFT to it, it's got one NFT, it is unique to it, so there's either one helmet up for grabs for people to get, right? or there's a set number of these things with separate NFTs created and attached to that particular helmet, which is just this weird mind-boggling thing of why. In that article they're talking about like having to play 600 hours in the game in order to unlock this helmet, and I just don't quite understand why you needed an NFT attached to it at all. You buy the NFT, so if that's the case, right? It's got an NFT, you buy the helmet, that helmet is yours. You own that helmet. So unless they've put something inside the EULA, which I'm sure they will, so everybody look them over real good when you get it, I would say Ubisoft is setting themselves up for some pretty bad lawsuits or something at that rate, because what happens when the game does go down? What happens when it goes away and you lose access to an NFT, a unique thing that you bought, right? That is technically in your hands, that you should have access to forever because it's an NFT. What exactly is going to happen at that point? I don't quite understand the push and want for this. Of course, it could be just my understanding of NFT is completely wrong, and there's more to it, I'm sure. But I'm pretty sure I understand how these things work, the cryptos, the NFTs, and all that stuff at this point, because I've looked into it quite a bit, especially since I was trying to get with Chris on the Crowcast to actually talk about this. We just couldn't get matching schedules, right? Our schedules are horrible at this point for me to get with anyone to actually talk about this. But everybody is making this push for NFTs, and Ubisoft, of course, is no exception to that rule. But, just some of the quotes from some of their devs, because even they are completely confused as to why this is such a big thing, right? I still don't really understand the problem being solved here. Yeah, me too. Join the club. Dude, is it really worth the extremely negative publicity this will cause? Which, of course, I mean, when it comes down to it, there's several asking similar things. Like, Ubisoft has already got a bad reputation. No offense, I don't think Ubisoft can get any lower than where it is when it comes to saying the words Ubisoft and immediately being met with Ubisoft, just because of how they've done things over the years at this point in time. So, they're not going to be suddenly the golden company or something overnight. That's just not going to happen. And they're currently, strangely enough, I think Blizzard is on a lower platform than what they are currently, so I don't know if they can actually get down to that level. But that's just my thoughts, of course. But how can you look at private property, speculation, artificial scarcity, and egotism, and then say, yes, this is a good thing, this is good, I want that, let's put that in the art? That's what I was saying, right? It's something that isn't common, right? You're not going to have 50,000 NFTs of the same thing. I'm trying to find something that I can show. This isn't going to work because these are two different hair ties, but if this is an NFT and this is an NFT, right? And I have this one and I've earned it after 500 hours worth of play, I just happen to get it, and this is an NFT of the same thing, I guess, or a different NFT attached to the same model, right? The same asset. So they're both hair ties, slightly different, but there's only a finite number of them. There's two of them. But anyway, artificial scarcity, of course, speculation, private property, all that stuff, because it's essentially what you're doing. When you get the NFT, you're purchasing something that technically is something you own. It's like buying anything else, right? You go out and you buy a coffee cup. You now own that coffee cup. There's probably 5,000 of these kinds of cups floating about, but this one is yours, and this one is unique to you for whatever reason, because they've done something to it to make it unique compared to the others. That's a good comparison. It's like when you get a hand etched mug or something, right? Something that is done by hand where they've, personally crafted it, created it, molded it by hand kind of deal. And they've only done 500 of those, you know. So the first 500 are the only ones who can get it, right? I don't understand the want or need for this in gaming at all. Everything that NFTs and crypto do are already being done in video games. The only thing I can think of is they want to make it more legitimate, right? So if you've got a coin or a token that is crypto, it sounds way more legitimate than gems or gold or whatever lollipops the in-game currency, premium currency is, right? It sounds more legitimate when it's a crypto versus that. So that's the only thing I can think of as to why one would want to push this sort of thing, right? Is to make it more legitimate or sound more legitimate because it's got the diamond crypto attached to this particular game, and then maybe a lot of games adopt the diamond crypto, right? So you've got like 15 different mobile games and all of them use the diamond crypto. So this way it just sort of follows you around no matter what you're playing. That actually wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Is it probably going to happen that way? No, absolutely not. So it doesn't matter whether you're playing Candy Crush or whatever hot mobile games are out there that I don't know because I don't really play mobile games. Then you're carrying over your diamond cryptos across all the games regardless. So you got 500 of them, no matter what game you're logging into, you have access to it. See, that would be a good way to actually implement this sort of thing. Of course, there's other ways to go about doing that as well. But I want to save that for another chat. But, yeah, I mean, I just don't quite understand it at all. Of course, others simply felt like the announcement was just a vehicle for meaningless buzzwords and another unnecessary PR disaster for a company whose reputation is already in shambles following the literal litany of allegations of actual misconduct and workplace mistreatment over the last year. Has there really been a whole lot coming out of Ubisoft with that sort of thing? I mean, I know we've talked a lot about Blizzard and other companies in sort of a small bit here and there where somebody was accused of a thing, but Blizzard has been like the one who took the cake when it came to those sort of things in recent memory over the past few years that I can think of. Like I said, Ubisoft's reputation isn't in the, shambles for that sort of thing there. They're in shambles for other things. But anyway. But yeah, and then of course you've got this sort of thing here. If in order to earn the NFT, it's creating it by farming it, by playing the game kind of deal. Similar to how, you run the graphics card, generate a Bitcoin and all this other stuff. And there was all those Bitcoin farms and people had bought all these graphic cards and whatnot to mine Bitcoin and things several years back. It'd be a similar process apparently that way. So now you've, of course, going to have crypto bros who just AFK bot to farm hours so they can collect their shitty helmets. Ubi wins because they look at they can book these metrics as increased MAUs, which is another thing that I really, really hate lately, right? Because this is where Blizzard has been having its biggest issue, right? It's with the MAUs, it's the increasing in metrics and looking at things like that. Sorry about that. where they can say, oh, well, we've had players logged in for hours on end, and they're making things to trap you into a cycle where you have to be logged in and all this other stuff just so they can pump up the numbers of their metrics so they can show them and go, look, we've had a good month. Everybody's been logged in. Never mind the fact that they have to log in order to, in order to actually play the game when they play the things they really want to play, because they've got to do 15,000 other things to increase their players' power and all this other stuff. And yeah, we won't get into it. But yeah, a lot of companies have been jumping onto this MAU thing, where they're trying their best to pump up metrics, which I really, really hate. If you've got a game, it's fun, it's enjoyable, people will come and people will play, right? People will show up for the game. But if you make a game strictly designed to keep you there, regardless of whether it's fun or not, it's not a good game at that point. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. Yeah, so let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.